The moment I stepped onto the overgrown path leading to the cabin, I knew something was wrong. It wasn't the eerie silence that unsettled me, nor the oppressive canopy of gnarled trees that blocked out the daylight. It was the air itself. Heavy, stagnant, and tinged with an acrid smell I couldn't quite place. It felt as though the very forest was warning me to turn back. But I didn't. I couldn't. I'd heard the stories, of course. Everyone in the area had. Whispers about a derelict cabin hidden deep in the woods, abandoned for decades and steeped in tragedy. Some called it cursed. Others claimed it was haunted. And then there were those who insisted it didn't exist at all, just a local legend meant to keep curious wanderers from getting lost in the forest. I wish I'd listened to the last group. The cabin had become something of an obsession for me. I first learned about it during a conversation with an old-timer at a diner just outside of town. He'd leaned across the counter, his rheumy eyes narrowing as he whispered, "You stay away from that place, you hear? Nothing good's ever come out of those woods." When I pressed him for details, he shook his head and muttered something about a family that went wrong and a darkness that still lingered. That was all it took to spark my curiosity. I'd always been drawn to the unexplained, the mysterious, the things that sent shivers down your spine in the dead of night. And so, despite the warnings, I found myself standing there, staring at the crumbling structure that had eluded the sunlight for so many years. The cabin was smaller than I'd imagined, almost hidden beneath a thick layer of moss and vines. Its windows were broken, jagged shards of glass catching the occasional glint of light that managed to pierce the dense canopy above. The door hung slightly ajar, creaking faintly in the breeze that had picked up. I stood frozen, staring at the entrance as if expecting something or someone to emerge. "It's just an old house," I told myself, forcing a shaky laugh. "Nothing to be afraid of." What happens next will haunt you. Watch the full story now on Frightful Murmurs.